Yes, I didn't study business. I studied hotels and tourism. I wanted to learn how to cook. I wanted to learn etiquette.
Like, no, I want to see product with you now. Yeah, but this is what brand building does for you, right?
What we have here is our own school of how to run a city.
What's your opinion about influencers coming on the fashion shows? And
If you know how to sell, even sand becomes your gold glitter.
Martin Victor, fashion entrepreneur. Welcome to the show. I understand you have a fashion brand called the House of Victor. You are also the co-founder of Victor Magazine, as well as you're into fashion, beauty, and lifestyle. You have been a model since the age of 19, and then you ventured out into all these, what would be the right term for that? All these businesses. Could you give us a little bit about your background or a little bit about yourself?
First of all, thank you so much for your gracious invite. I kind of moved out of my parents' house around 17, beginning of 18. Went to the capital, Cairo. Studied. To be honest, didn't know who I am back then. Just about the time when I was ready to move to Dubai 10 years ago, this is where I really started to become someone. Still didn't find myself yet. I think I found myself and what I'm destined to do somewhere between 2018 and 2019. And these are where the end of my modeling and freelancing days. And December 2019, me and my business partner, we co-founded the House of Victor, and kind of been hustling and building since then.
And you started this just prior to COVID.
Yeah.
Shed some light, please.
It was very interesting, just whenever there's a challenge heading your way, always understand it's to teach you something or to prevent you from something else, but it's never against you unless you decide it is. Then it's up to you. We made the first collection, we produced the products, paid a lot, almost everything I had, and I'm not ashamed to say that, to make this work. And then Corona happened. What I did back then is we kind of started look glamorous at home without leaving home. So I used to wear the clothes and just take selfies in front of the mirror and say, this is what I'm wearing right now, and I'm going to sit and watch a movie in the living room with that outfit. And it kind of worked. And from there, people started knowing about the House of Victor. We did our first fashion show a year after. It was December 2021 by my very good friend and another business partner, Kevin Oliver. He did the first show for the House of Victor to introduce Victor officially to the Dubai market. And we've been doing 2-3 shows a year since then. We had a show in June in Ayayad, It's All in a Day, which is co-founded by Kevin Oliver and myself. We had that in the Agenda building, which is a beautiful venue in the heart of Media City. I think you should check it out. It's a great venue to make concerts, fashion shows. Such a vibrant place. I recommend you go check it. Very inspiring. Always something happening there.
I am going to do that. And simultaneously, when you have the next show, I'd love to visit as well.
You are already invited. It's November, by the way.
Okay, I'll make it a point to make a note of that. Thank you so much. But man, you're a young individual. You're 32, as we discussed, if that's okay to put it up. If not, we'll take
There's
it out.
no secret.
Khalas,
32.
done. Awesome. Along with your magazine, along with the House of Victor, you also run a modeling agency, as well as your franchise, La Beauté Hair Professionals. how do you manage at such a young age and are able to not go insane because you're so calm? And I love that about it.
I'm not calm because I'm here.
No, I know you're generally calm.
Look, whatever happens or whatever I do, yes, there are some times where things aren't balanced. Not gonna deny that. There are some times where I have to just prioritize something, but at the end, they are all integrated. Labote Hair Professional is our new baby. It's a huge hair care brand from Israel and France. And I already franchised the Mina with my business partner, the real owner and the sole owner of Labote. The products are amazing. I'm not selling here. They're not even with me.
We're not here for
but
that.
The products are amazing. Took 6 months for us to agree to do this. I tried the products, the formula, the packaging. Everything is just working together. And I'm honored that he chose me to be his business partner. I couldn't believe it when he reached out just after my show last November. It turned out that he saw it somewhere and then he called me to have an official meeting. And then by January, we opened the license. And which is actually part of my other business. I do business consultancy. So people come to me to open their business licenses, incorporate companies, because I love it. You know, when you help, even by being a small part of a big company or just a company that might be big one day, I'll always remember, oh, I opened their license. It's a good feeling. Gives you motivation to move forward and to keep going. To answer your main question, I'm learning how to balance. I'm learning how to prioritize. I'm learning the very thing that we give value to, which is time. The only thing you cannot buy.
That is so true.
It takes a lot of knowledge to learn time management and to really balance.
I'm still trying to figure it out. I have no idea how to manage it, man.
Likewise.
But I love the calm vibes. It's amazing. I don't know how you keep it up, but hats off to you for that. Initially, you were a model.
I was for a very short time, 4.5 years, 5 years maximum. I was doing editorials, private projects. Never did catwalk. I'm very expressive. I smile so much. And I know if I see a friend sitting over there, I was just like, hi, how are you? This in the middle of the show. So better not to do that. But truly, I became useful to the community around 2018, 2000. I became useful to myself around that time as well. That doesn't mean that before I was nothing. I was inactive, if I can just put it in a single word.
Interesting. And at such an early age, it's amazing that you realized that this is something that you can do. Otherwise, people in that age group don't really know what's going on and unable to figure it out. Like myself, I was that kind of person. But that's amazing. Since House of Victor was your first venture and you did not have any business background or whatever, could you shed some light on maybe some things that you may have learned or some things that you had done and you could do better?
Yes, I didn't study business. I studied hotels and tourism. I wanted to learn how to cook. I wanted to learn etiquette. And that was my main study that I haven't put it into use practical wise. Yes, I did a lot of mistakes with budgeting, with being too creative without the business side. I have my business partner, the other co-founder, Ray Victor. He's our business consultant, and he's also our legal counsel because that's his main business. And together, we're figuring out how to correct what we did 3 years ago, how to kind of automate the operations. But I tell you, I'm glad that every single mistake I made happened because it taught me. I didn't repeat it again. And that was my own reward. But I'm glad they happened because they shaped who I am today. If you met me a few years ago, I don't think you would even want to be my friend. I was judgmental. I was so bitchy. And I wasn't useful to anyone or to even myself. Until those situations happened to me, then I started understanding compassion. I started understanding non-judgment. I started understanding to listen more. That's why we have 2 ears. So I am grateful for every single mistake. Yes, I hurt people in the process, but they had no idea that whatever I've done to them or whatever they've done to me, it shaped who I am here. I think one of my abilities is to shapeshift into anything. I enter a building, I own it, and I give it more value, not because I entered, because how I think of how I perceive that place. I can get used to a place, like even here, how I think about this place, like I've been here before. I can sit and work on my MacBook after this interview, and I'm good, and that helped me a lot to be more confident, not to be with a low self-esteem, because coming from Egypt and kind of the Egyptian culture, especially back in school, I was the tallest, I was the thinnest, still the tallest.
Wow.
I got picked up on a lot. A lot of people were making fun of me, making fun of how calm I am, making fun of my voice, making fun of the fact that I speak English better than any person on that premises. And the school can have hundreds of kids in the same time.
True.
And I was literally, I'm not giving credit for myself, but I know how I speak like this since I was young. And 2 Egyptians, that gets perceived as, if they don't like themselves, they're jealous, and then they will try to put you down to make them feel better, even though when they go home and sleep at the end of the night, they're still not happy about themselves. And if they are happy about themselves and they see you as someone who have something they don't have, then they'll try to discredit you for it or say that you're fake or you're pretending. But the funny thing is, those people who made fun of me, when I became famous and they saw me on TV or they heard my voice on the radio, they reach out on the social media asking to work for me. And I didn't even answer. Not because, actually, not answering is an answer. No reply is a reply. I didn't answer because I felt whatever they put me through shaped who I am. So I didn't thank them. I didn't reply because whatever I say will not make them feel better.
That is so true.
So I chose to be as blank as the background of that chat in order to preserve their mental health.
Amazing. I don't even know what to ask after that. I mean, any other person would not have had an answer like yours. I'm very confident. I had a few people on here. And for me, I feel like if I don't respond to people, and I try, and I'm slowly learning and trying to move into that mindset that not everyone requires an answer. So I'm trying to, segregate what is good, what is going to bring me value, what is going to affect myself, build value for myself, bring info to me, to my team members and everyone on board. Slowly getting there, but still learning the process. It's amazing that you've learned it so much in advance. And hats off to you for that, as well as what you just told me is phenomenal. I like that part about it. That's really, really cool. I want to get a little more into the House of Victor and all of that. Can you tell us a little bit about maybe one of your favorite collections and why do you say that?
My favorite collection is from the show I did in November last year. It was Vigverse. It was the first time we do for women because we've been a male brand for 2 years. And only just last November we turned into women's wear. So the collection, it's called Vicverse, like Victorverse, a Victor city of the future, where me am showing you a city of people only wearing Victor. So the music was to serve that. The visuals, which was done by our kind of strategic partner, Lucid Space Studios. They are our graphics company as well. Been working together for 2 years now. I love that collection so much because I was going through something very tough, which again, like, people always expecting you to smile, and I do smile all the time, but especially that timing, I've been going through something very hard, yet I kept going. I didn't stop. I produced a beautiful collection with our beautiful creative in-house designer Gary Monroferos. Beautiful designer, amazing mind, amazing heart. He is always very supportive, and like the concept has to come from me. The artwork, the prints, like what you're seeing now is our latest collection.
Okay.
This actually got released just under a month ago, and this by far is my best collection. I know as a fashion designer, I'm not supposed to say I have my favorite, but I do. I literally do. Vigverse by far is the best collection we have done so far.
Interesting.
This November, we're doing something better than Vigverse.
I'm actually looking forward to come and check it out. If someone is interested in getting your product, how does one go about it?
If we're talking about the ready-to-wear, they can head to thehouseofvictor.com. Even my own Instagram is also my Instagram shop, Martin Al Masri, or the House of Victor, or our community account, the Victor Closet, where we get to share everyone wearing Victor. It doesn't matter from where you are. If you're wearing Victor, we'll do a collab post. We will highlight you. I'll even add you on my own stories. If it's bespoke, then they have to visit our offices in Silicon Oasis.
That's interesting. Nice. Since the brand was born here, what's your opinion about the fashion industry here in Dubai?
The House of Victor, or all my brands, are Emirati, proudly, and not a franchise from something else, excluding La Beauté. The fashion scene in Dubai is coming to a shape where everyone will start to see it from where they are. We're not there yet. We will be happy to be part of it, happy to be an advocate for it, but I just wish people outside will stop looking at Dubai as a consumer market, because we're not. We have the best creators here, we have the best technology here, we have the best minds here. We do consume after we create, but we do create.
For sure. And I like that about the Dubai government, that they're so in favor of the creators.
Not only Dubai government, the entire country. You know how, and I'm not being a hypocrite, I'm not being diplomatic. I am diplomatic by far.
I think we all have to be a little bit.
Yes, but what I'm gonna say, it's Martin, this is how I feel. Do you know how blessed everyone is here? Do you know how spoiled and pampered and protected you are just by being here? Wherever, even if you are in the mountains.
For sure.
What we have here, is our own school of how to run a city. And we should open a class for everyone out there to subscribe and come and learn how to run a city, how to be Dubai. A lot of cities out there, a lot of countries out there, they are learning and observing.
True.
What you live here and you think you're going to have it every day, you will. But don't take you being here for granted, because you're blessed
For sure.
and chosen to be here.
For sure.
Don't ever abuse it, because there is no second chances in life until you create one for yourself.
It's interesting, man. I love the way you put everything. That's amazing. Ever thought of taking your brand back to Egypt?
It's on the agenda. Right after we open our first flagship store, it has to be in the country of birth.
In Dubai.
Yes.
In
If I don't do it in Dubai, you will never see it anywhere else. I always release here in Dubai first. I had a great fashion show in Argentina last year, and they called me. They actually called me 2 weeks ago to do it again in December or January. I always release first here. Actually, my dream is to do a fashion show in Abu Dhabi. I really want to do that.
Okay, why is that?
I always had so much respect for Abu Dhabi. I mean, such an institution. It's just self-motivating, you know. It's the emirate itself is so disciplined and business oriented, and I just love it. So to do a fashion show there is kind of a personal triumph. I want to say I did a show in Abu Dhabi, because a show in the Emirates, it means it happened in Dubai. I want to be one of the first designers to be, like, let's say, official standalone show in Abu Dhabi. Why not? Why not? Whoever loves your brand, whoever loves you, will come wherever you are, even if you do it in the desert.
For sure. As long as you have someone who's interested in your product, they will come no matter where it goes.
Yes, exactly.
That's amazing. And I've actually seen that over the past couple of years that I have been trying to build my positioning here in the market for real estate. And I see today people come and sit across the table with me. I've had people come in and be like, I called you up a week ago. You didn't send me a message. And I was waiting, but then you didn't show up. So I went and bought XYZ. And I said, okay, fine, that's cool. What can I do for you now? Like, no, I want to see product with you now. I was like, okay, fine. You know, we can take it from there. But this is what brand building does for you, right?
100%.
It's amazing, man. You've got a huge following on social media, almost over 700,000 on Instagram. I haven't even seen your TikTok and other portals yet. But with that kind of popularity also comes in an influx of messages and this and that. And I can see that you're a person who likes to give. How are you able to give back to all these people who message you? And I know you've already clarified that the people who weren't so nice to you back in the day, you answer them in a particular manner, which is by not answering them and saving them that little, whatever you want to call it. But how do you get back to all these people? Do you respond back to most of your messages and all of that?
I answer everyone. I answer every message. As much as I can. The people I like, I always start the conversation, and I'm happy to do that. But one of the mistakes I made was giving value to a person who had no value to me. I used to idolize so many personalities, and then I saw that they're not that valuable to me. They might be valuable to their family, to their business, to the people that they support, and they're great, but they weren't great to me, with me. And that taught me to filter, you know. You know that I never in my life unfollowed a person first in my life. Even the people I had fight with, even the people I figured out they talk bad about me, even the people I heard voice notes of them talking bad about me to someone that was sitting next to me. And they chose to leave me here than keeping me in the dark. And I never unfollow first. Because why I'm saying that? Because the word follow or unfollow is a representation of your commitment to that person or your association with that person. And when I see they did that, I just take the next step and that's it. And we close the chapter because I understood that their job in my life was to actually do that. And my job to their life is actually to give them that feeling that they are more important than me by unfollowing first or ghosting first or just eliminating you from their life.
I get it. It's nice. What else? Very important question. Who is your favorite fashion designer that may have inspired you the most?
In designs, personality, or a package, like a whole?
Everything is all together, man. You know that.
A lot of brands, actually. If I'm gonna name, I'm gonna start naming by the people that I admire, people that started their brand here. Michael Cinco is amazing. Amato, Ezra, Harvey Sennett, Gary Monroferos, Zaid Farouqi, outside, Elisab, Amiri, George Hbai'a, Ziad Nakad, Zohair Murad. They are all legends, and I'm proud to even just see how great they went, and I just get inspired. Everyone make their own path, and that's where people go wrong. They think that by following someone else's path they're gonna reach the same result. No, you can collectively observe, collectively read, collectively hear, and then come up with your own book. Come up with the material that you're gonna asphalt your path to walk on it. But don't jump on someone else's agenda, because guess what they have for you? Not much.
It's nice. What's your opinion about influencers coming on the fashion shows and stuff?
I think it's essential, helps. They have their benefit by getting the clothes or the glam or content, and designers and brands have the benefit of having opinion leaders redirecting their followers and turning them into potential customers. Influencers and opinion leaders are very essential. They took the way of marketing into a whole other era. Thanks to them, whoever started that, whoever did the first reality show, the first influencer, the first socialite, it's not about that. It's about how you keep it working. I always say, look at yourself as a product. I am a product.
You are the product.
If you know how to market yourself, if you know how to sell yourself, you can sell anything else.
That's true. At the end of the day, we are the product.
Of course, and we are each other's audience.
Interesting. Same thing I try to implement with my team members and the other people out there. What you make from the sale at the end of the day is the fruit you take home. But the journey of what you are during that sale or the product that you have put in front of the client is you. People buy from people at the end of the day.
Absolutely. You know, you become what you think. What you think gravitates what you deserve. What you deserve is the fruit of your effort, energy, and knowledge. The only thing that matters is the effort you put, how you shape shift your mental perception altogether to what you really want. What you are destined to have, you're gonna have anyway, whether it's now or after. Remember, things happening before its time loses its value. When you are on the way to get something, the reason it didn't happen to you 10 years ago or 5 years ago or 2 years ago, because you weren't ready for it. You weren't ready. You were gonna ruin it if you receive it when you were personally and mentally not ready to receive that.
I agree with you on that.
Because that's what happened to me.
Please tell me a little bit more about it.
I wasn't ready 5 years ago to become anything. I wasn't ready until I started to learn responsibility, having reasons to wake up in the morning, how to read numbers, how to read people, how to master emotional intelligence, how to be eloquent, how to be compassionate, how to learn how to close a deal, how to sell. If you know how to sell, even sand becomes your gold glitter. When you know how to manage a situation where you're required to be a salesman, a hustler, where you're required to be just an observer, you just need to give yourself the chance to experience, explore. I wasted so much time, still wasting a little of time. But the beauty of this is the time I'm wasting every day is getting less every day.
That's true.
And I'm seeing that, and I'm noticing that, and I'm loving that. Because I know it's preparing me for the next
Next level.
This year has been great. Some parts happened for me to learn something. I think this coming month, it's going to be a beginning of a wonderful rest of the year. Beautiful achievements. For me, I'm always adamant to learn more, to communicate more, to network more. You know, I'm the kind of person that before, if you tell me no, I'll just and turn. If I knock on a door and doesn't open, I walk away. I don't even look for another door. Now, I knock on the door until it's opened, or I break it. Because I'm here to stay. And I'm here to build an empire. And I'm building the foundation for it. I don't have the empire yet, but construction takes time.
Of course.
And giving up is never the option.
Shouldn't be.
When you are mining in a mountain that's too dark, but you know there's diamond behind, you keep digging. Not because of the reward. It's who you become during the process is the real reward. The diamonds or what's behind that rock is a secondary reward. The first is who you became. I am gonna be more productive and more creative for as long as I want. Because guess what? The House of Victor, Infinity World, the Victor Magazine, Labote, this is just a foundation. I haven't even started yet. And I'm not saying this to tell you, oh, stay tuned. I'm not promoting something. I didn't even say what I'm doing next. But I love to start business. I love to create. I love to network. I love business world, transactions and action, numbers is really the essence of who I am. I'm waiting for the technology to release where you also become an AI, or where also you choose how long you want to stay around. Because I'm going to be here forever.
It's amazing.
I need it.
It's interesting. I like how you put it, man. Especially the last part, how you said, I'm going to be here forever. That just shows what you're putting into your brand and what you're trying to leave back. That's awesome. Where and when is it planned to open your first store?
We don't have a date yet, but we have the location. It has to be here in Dubai, the first flagship store.
I'm curious to ask, where in Dubai is that planned?
I'd rather not say now,
Okay.
not to look like I'm showing off. But remember, when you darken your candle, it stays lit more. When the time is right,
Awesome.
everything will be shared because it has to.
Any shows in Asia?
Well, it's one of my, I think it will be a merit to have my first show in Asia, whether it's in India. I'm thinking India is a wonderful country to have a first Asian show there. I love the people there. I worked with many Indian businessmen and businesswomen. We're delightful, lucrative, and beneficial every single time.
Last question before I end this show. What advice would you give to people starting out the same way you did in your early stages who are in that position today?
First, giving up once again isn't an option. Learn to observe. Learn to go deep and find yourself. Because if you're looking for happiness externally, it's good, but it's a sedative. Learn yourself inside out first. Surround yourself with people you want to be like. You're an average of 5, any 5. Be kind, be understanding, be compassionate. Listen more than you speak. Don't share all your plans with anyone, even your family members. My father knows nothing about me until I want to share what I want him to know. What people don't know about you cannot harm you in. Choose who you share your energy with. Choose who you share your house with. Choose who you share your office with, your car with. Energy, time are the only things that you cannot buy them back.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
I enjoyed this show. I want to say more than any other one that I've done before.
Thank you so much. That's a merit.
No, Habibi, really, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you for your time.
Thank you.
And thank you for dropping in.